It took a while for Austin City Limits and for me personally as the producer and as the talent booker to find an identity. We put different labels on the show over the years, American roots music, you know, progressive country music back in the beginning. And in reality, what we were doing at the time is what we are still doing today, and that is stirring it up and bringing in as many different musical styles as we can without necessarily looking at one single identity or label for what the show is musically. It's eclectic. That's probably the best label that fits. For the first 3 years, it had all been about Texas music and even mostly Austin music, starting with the pilot show that Willie Nelson did in 1974. But we had already cycled through most of the Austin and Texas acts, or the rest of them had left, and it was obvious to me, number one, that it was time to do something different, to take the show in a different direction. And number two, I, as the new producer, had this newfound freedom to do that, to shake things up a little bit, try some new things that hadn't been done, or artists' music that hadn't been shown. So one of my very first bookings was Tom Waits, and that's as far a cry from Willie as it gets.
Why don't you spend a little time with me?
You know, that was sort of the beginning of a new direction for the show. And little did I know it was the beginning of a 37-year career for me, and that the show would be here today celebrating its 40th anniversary. Most of the staff has been with the show not just for years but decades. And you know, the old joke where you don't even have to tell somebody what to do because they already know what you're going to tell them or what you're thinking that they should do, where they just know their job so well that sometimes it's not even necessary to really, you know, communicate that much. Everybody goes about the job because they know what their job is and they do it so well.
Smile for the camera. Oh, not this camera, the camera inside.
How are we doing? Okay, we still got 10 minutes to go, and I know y'all are ready. But we see some empty seats up here above, and there are some people loitering out there on the porch.
The goal is to make everybody feel as comfortable as possible, and when an artist or a band get up on stage to perform, to feel that it's as much like a regular show, like a show they play every night, night after night out on the road, as opposed to, you know, a TV show with the bright lights where they might be a little intimidated or anxious. Of course, most of the time when they get out on stage, they are a little intimidated or anxious, especially the younger bands who have, you know, dreamed of this day when they could get on stage and do Austin City Limits. But the great thing to watch is how within literally minutes or even halfway through the first song, that sort of tension or anxiety just dissipates. And it just becomes a real show all about the music. There's no reason why the concept and the format behind Austin City Limits couldn't last forever. Will it be on public television? Will there be a public television? Nobody can predict. The world of television is changing all around us. The bottom line is I think Austin City Limits has the potential to be everywhere and to continue to produce and showcase the kind of music that people respect and love to hear. So if that holds true, then there's no end in sight. It could only get better.